This video is definitely a little bit misleading. It's all about how to lose your muffin top, and then he basically only goes through a couple of ab exercises. What's going on, guys? My name is Jake, and this is your Body Comp Prescription. I hope you're all having a great day. Today, I wanted to do a reaction video of some of the most popular fat loss TikToks. All I did was search fat loss and fat loss tips and grab some of the videos with the most views. For those of you that don't know, I graduated with a bachelor's in exercise science with an emphasis in human performance, and I've been a personal trainer for over 2 years now, helping a wide range of populations and clienteles all reach their health and fitness goals. I've done videos similar to this before where I've handpicked a TikTok and then prepared some notes, all with the purpose of trying to educate, but I thought it'd be cool to pick a few popular videos at random and kind of verbalize the thoughts that are going through my head as I watch. A little disclaimer before we start, this video is not to criticize any creator in particular. It's just to objectively either agree or disagree with some of the knowledge that's circulating out there.
If you want to lose fat, you should do this exercise every day. This will really help you to be on a caloric deficit and shred that fat away. So for 3 times a day, 10 minutes each, I want you to walk every day.
Okay, so my initial thoughts on this video, he's basically saying go for a 30-minute walk or 3 10-minute walks throughout the day, and this will help you with your calorie deficit. I do agree. Walking is definitely a super underrated form of cardio. I generally recommend it to a lot of my clients because it's very, very easy. You don't have to do it on a treadmill. You can go for a walk outside. I'm a big advocate for that as well. I used to say that walking was the best form of cardio because it's generally really easy. But to say that it's the best is generally not true because the best form of cardio for an individual is whatever they're able to do the most of, most consistently, and the one that they enjoy the most as well. I do agree though, if you go for a walk every single day, whether it's one 30-minute walk or 3 10-minute walks, whatever works better for you, this will help you with your calorie deficit. You can easily burn a couple hundred calories just by walking alone. And if you do up to 500 calories worth of walking every single day, that will equate to 3,500 calories burned throughout the week, which equates to about a pound lost per week. All right, next up, let's see what we got. Lose your muffin top. 6-pack workout. Is it all going to be ab exercises? So far, okay. So yeah, all ab exercises. This video is definitely a little bit misleading. It's all about how to lose your muffin top, and then he basically only goes through a couple of ab exercises. Ab exercises are very important if you're trying to build your abs, but not if you're trying to show your abs. If you're trying to lose your muffin top, which is that midsection right around your belly, you're gonna have to do that through diet. Like there's no way around it. You have to do it through diet. Honestly, this is a little bit disappointing because this video had a couple million views on it. I know that this is what people want to see and hear, but this is not how you go about losing that gut, that muffin top, and that midsection. You have to do it through diet. You have to do it through a consistent caloric deficit. All right, number 3, 3 foods I would never eat as a dietitian. Okay, so foods that don't taste good. Okay, so she lied. There was apparently there was only one thing. I completely agree. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to demonize certain foods, saying that you can't have XYZ because they're considered junk food. Cheat meals, you shouldn't do cheat meals. I think that's completely wrong. I think there is a time and place for all of that kind of stuff. And to demonize these foods is not good for your relationship with certain foods. So she said foods that don't taste good. Yes, I agree. If it doesn't taste good, then don't eat it. Eat things that are going to help you maintain that caloric deficit. I would say the only other things that I would add to this list is foods that are expired or foods that hurt your stomach. There you go. That's your 3. Your 3 foods that you should avoid.
Here are your numbers that matter most for fat loss. Let's find your daily caloric limit.
Okay, so I had to pause this really quick because he's talking about your daily caloric limit. The equation that he wants us to use is your goal body weight in pounds and multiply by 12. The problem that I have with this right here is that this doesn't account for a whole lot of variables. When you just take your body weight and multiply it by 12, you're totally neglecting your activity levels. This also doesn't account for your BMR, your height, your age, and these are all needed to understand your daily caloric limit. When you take out all of those variables, it makes it really, really hard for you to get an accurate number for your calorie intake. If you really want to get an accurate number for what your calorie intake should be, I really recommend using the Mifflin-St. Jeor equation or the Harris-Benedict equation. I already made a video on how to calculate your macros and your calorie intake. I'll go ahead and link that down in the description. And without an accurate calorie intake number, it's going to be really hard for us to lose fat.
Find your daily protein minimum, take that goal body weight in pounds, multiply by 0.6.
All right, so now he's saying that you have to get your daily protein minimum by multiplying your goal body weight by 0.6. I do think that this is a little bit low, but I do think that this is a good recommendation for people who struggle getting in lots of protein, because generally a lot of people are low on protein anyways. But let's keep going.
That is the number of grams a day I want you to be hitting in order to maintain the muscle you currently have and protect it from being lost, along with fat, which is weight loss. We want fat loss. Next up, 2 subjectively intense strength training workouts a week is all you need to make progress, believe it or not.
Okay, so 2 workouts a week. He's basically saying that all you need is 2 workouts a week in order to make significant progress. I would kind of agree. I would say 3 is more the number that I would personally go with, but I do agree that 2 workouts a week is pretty darn good. You can get either 2 full body days in, or you can do an upper and a lower body day. You don't necessarily need to overkill it in the gym in order to make significant fat loss progress.
For every exercise you do, aim for about 8 to 15 reps, failing within that with proper form. Keep the length of your strength training workouts 30 to 45 minutes. That's all you need.
30 to 45 minutes is more than enough, but I do think that if you're going to limit yourself to 2 days a week of weight training, you might want to bump that up to like 60 minutes, just because he's basically suggesting that you do 90 minutes total of resistance training throughout the week. I do think that's a little bit on the low end, but to each their own. You can definitely get good workouts in 30 to 45 minutes.
7, you should be doing cardio 7 days a week, but not how you think. 2 of those cardio workouts are going to come from strength training workouts, because strength training is cardio if you do it right. And those 2 days and the rest of the days of the week, I want you to walk 10,000 steps a day.
Okay, so the last thing that he says here is walk 10,000 steps a day. This is decent advice, but I do think that that's going to be a little bit hard for a lot of people, because 10,000 steps is quite a lot. A lot of people work at their desk or have very sedentary jobs where they're not required to move around a lot, stand up, walk around. And 10,000 steps is quite a lot. If you've ever done 10,000 steps, you know that this is a lot of work. I want to say that 10,000 steps is close to like 5 miles or something like that. Not everyone has the time to walk 5 miles every single day. Now, he's basically saying you do this 5 times a week, and then the other 2 days is what you train. Okay, that's great. But if you're walking 10,000 steps, that's going to take you quite a long time. And although walking is relatively easy, because you're doing a lot of it, it might be hard for some people to get this done in one sitting. And spreading this throughout the day may already be pretty hard, because again, you got your job, you got to eat, you got to sleep. In my personal opinion, I would probably reduce this down to 5,000 steps. I think that's a little bit more attainable for a lot of people. You still burn a good amount of calories, but it's not as difficult or as demanding on time as 10,000 steps is. Overall, his advice is pretty decent. The only thing that I really had a problem with was the multiplying your body weight by 12, because again, there's a lot of variables that are not being accounted for there. So make sure you're using a good equation and you get an actual accurate calorie intake number, and that's how you're going to lose fat alongside the rest of the advice that he gave. All right, last but not least, we got one more video.
Do you want to lose weight or do you want to lose fat? If you want to lose weight, do as much cardio as you can and cut out weight. Cut your calories super low. Cut out all carbs. Do that and you'll drop weight fast. But
okay, so I love this. He's basically saying that there's a difference between losing weight and losing fat, and I completely agree. His advice on, if you're just trying to lose weight, you can dehydrate yourself, you can deprive yourself of carbs, you can cut your calories in half of what you normally do, and you can do as much cardio as you want, because that's just going to further enhance your caloric deficit.
fat look, your metabolism will slow down and you'll probably gain most, if not all, of that weight back.
A lot of people that do this kind of method, where they go into desperation mode and then they cut all their calories, they do all the things that we just listed in order to lose weight, they generally gain that weight back right away, because it's something that they can't maintain. But let's keep going.
If you want to lose fat, weight train 3 to 4 times per week. Go into a small calorie deficit.
I like this. So he started off strong, 3 to 4 times a week training. This is definitely my sweet spot. Like I said, I think 3 to 4 times a week is more than enough for most individuals, especially if you're just trying to improve your general health and fitness. Going into a slight calorie deficit is going to be the best way to maintain your progress. Also, not deprive yourself of calories, energy, and food. And then he's also recommending a protein intake of 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body mass. I love this. This is generally what I stick by as well, but let's see what else he's got to say.
And increase your protein. This will give you a more lean, defined, or toned look, give you more energy, and strengthen your metabolism.
Okay, definitely agree with everything that he said here. This video was by far the most popular. I believe it had like 16 million views or something like that. But there is a very significant difference between losing weight and losing fat. If you want to lose weight, there's so many things that you can take away from your daily calorie intake in order for you to lose weight. But losing weight isn't what we all desire. We want to lose body fat, right? We want to make sure that when we lose weight, it's weight that we can keep off. But when we want the scale to drop, we want to lose body fat and not just weight in general. This is what's going to give us that really lean and toned look. All that muscle that you're building in the gym, your 3 to 4 days a week, is what's going to show through when you decrease your body fat. But if you're just decreasing your calories, you're not going to be able to sustain that muscle that you built because you're not providing your body enough energy and enough calories and probably enough protein in order to keep that around when you're dropping all that weight. I definitely think that video was best for last. That was completely unintentional. I just saved the video with the most amount of views for last because I thought it was either going to be really good or really bad. It worked out in our favor that it is really good advice. But I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. I hope that gave you guys some insight into how I break down some of the content that I see on a regular basis, or at the very least learned a thing or two about fat loss along the way. I hope you enjoyed this reactionary style of video. I'm definitely down to do some more of them. So let me know down in the comments if that's something that you would be interested in. But I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.